This is Jordan Gray from Half Lit and DopelivenTV.
Hey, this your boy Don Ritchie representing the Midwest 219 Stand Up.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Lamar Tate.
This is your girl, Monifa.
Hey, what up? It's your man Dave Hollister from Blackstreet.
You know what this is right here. This Trigger Tretch in the building.
Hey, what's up, y'all? This is your boy Jason Weaver. And whenever I'm back home in the Chi, I'm checking out Dope Living TV.
Hey, it's your girl, Adina Howard, and you're watching Dope Living TV, live with Greg Gray and the crew.
Hey, what's going on? It's your boy Greg Gray. This is Dope Living TV live. That's right, it's live. We'll start off by saying the views that are expressed on this Dope Living TV live are not necessarily the views of Dope Living TV or its affiliates. Man, it's been a great day. And we appreciate each and every person that shows up, each and every person that watches the show, all of the emails we get, all of the inboxes we get, man, we appreciate them all. You know, I wanted to start off the show today, man, by saying, you know, we got to appreciate the people that we are around, the people that mean so much in our lives to us, because the last thing that you say to someone could possibly be the last thing that you say to that person, period. All right. We are not guaranteed tomorrow. Everybody, please reach out to those people that you love, support them, and be consistent with them. You know what I mean? Right, Mo? Be consistent, right?
Hey, what's up, man?
Absolutely, man. What's going on?
I'm sorry. What's up, man?
I said, what's going on? You good?
Yeah, got in late.
That's all right. It's all good.
Hey, guys.
What's going on? Hey, man, we are going to have a great show. You know, we always try to tell the journey. You know what I mean? People always say, well, Greg, what do you mean tell the journey? We want to tell stories that are going to inspire, stories that are going to help other people to achieve what they are trying to get to. Everybody has an opportunity to do anything that they want to do. You just got to do it. All right. Gentlemen, we have one today, man. You know, and we always talk about, Mo, Marcy, we always talk about unconventional jobs.
Yes.
Jobs that other people just, you know, you choose the job.
Yeah.
You go to college, you choose this job, and you know, it's a standard job, but you know, you want to do something exciting. Okay, this gentleman is doing that. Okay, his name is Joshua Stretch Ishmon. Okay, he's a choreographer. He's a dance teacher. You know, and I think I wanted to have him on the show so he could tell his story. Okay, because have we ever had a dancer or choreographer on the show? Number one, no.
That's yeah.
Number two, we know that everybody goes through something to what?
To get something.
To get to something. All right, so. Wanted to definitely shout out, and plus he's from the hometown.
Hey,
he's from the hometown. Lives in Chicago, but he's from the hometown. All right, I'm not gonna hold this up any longer, man. Everybody say hello. Hold on, let me put Pinky in the room. What up, Pinky?
Yeah, I didn't want to mention yesterday, but our guest was in a pink room too.
Yeah. Well,
so I'm not the only one that's pinky.
Well, yeah, 24 hours late. All right.
No, 24 seconds.
24. Okay, we ain't gonna quit with that. All right.
Look, we all like
no, right?
yeah, no entiendo.
Whatever.
What you talking about? Okay.
This gentleman here, though, he's a choreographer. He's a teacher of dance. All right, he's mastered the you know. And we talk about dance. You know, we ain't talking about all of that, this and that. You know, all of that. This
classical, ballet, tap.
Yes, he does the dance that, you know, that's graceful. He does the dance that has meaning. You know,
I used to do back in the day, though.
You used to do that.
Way back in the day.
I dare you at your age right now to get up and do it right now.
I dare you to
think I'm
Come
going
on, Marcy. Come on.
I dare you to think I'm here to do that.
But Joshua would probably say, go ahead and do it the way that you want to do it. I don't know. Okay, let's bring him to the stage. Okay, Mr. Joshua Ishmon. What's going on, my brother?
Hey, how y'all doing? Thank you
Gosh,
so much for having me on the show.
Joshua.
Most
up, man?
definitely.
Pleasure to meet you all.
You
Most
as well.
definitely. So this guy is a and my niece, you guys know my niece Ann Cherise. All right. She knows this gentleman as well. All right. Matter of fact, she was a dancer at a point also. So Joshua, again, welcome to the show, my brother. Thank you
so
for
much.
giving us the time to talk to you and have this conversation, man. You know, because you're from the hometown, GI, right?
Indeed, Miller.
really?
Between Miller
How
and
do I
Tarrentine.
know your name?
That's GI.
I know that name Ishman from somewhere.
There are a lot of Ishmans.
There are two Ishmans in Gary. My name is spelled Ishmon. No one pronounces it that way, but Ishmon. There's the Ishmans. That's the whole singing family.
Right.
You know, one of them won Apollo 3 times. One of them is currently a platinum songwriter. He has like 5 songs on Usher's new album. Like, yeah, so that's the Ishmans.
Okay, well, I would be riding on that if I were you, Joshua.
Nah, I got my own claim to fame.
He got his own lane. He don't need that. He got his own lane.
His own thing.
Yes, sir. So dance, man. Number one, and let me show you guys a couple of pictures, okay? Because I sure in the hell can't do it. All right, seriously, I can't do it. I look when I was looking at these pictures. I was, every time I flicked to the pictures, I was like, oh, he's limber, man, and I don't know. Look at this.
Oh,
there ain't wait. I saw that other leg. I was like, where'd that leg go? That's an arm.
Where the other leg there, right?
Yeah, I'm like, oh wait, it's back. Oh no, that I would never be able to. Well, I don't know. I might have back in the day.
No, Marcy, shut up. You can't do it. Look at this.
No, not now. No, back in the day, yeah, possibly.
Number one, whoever took this picture did a great job. Okay.
Yes,
nice.
that shadow, like, oh my
awesome
Lord.
job.
But on the other side of that is, man, look at the contour. Look at the muscles in this guy, man.
Wow.
See.
That's you?
Harry is teaching. Harry is teaching. All right. Now me,
goodness.
she probably would have dropped by now with me. I'm just saying she probably would drop. But hey, brother, that's got to take some work, right?
I've been going since I don't remember the year, but I'm now 35. I started when I was 8. At Banneker Achievement Center. I was in the.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah,
And you how old?
35.
Okay, I was gonna say you was there with my daughter, but she's a little older than you.
So me and your niece Ann Cherise, we went to Emerson together. She was, I believe, 3 years under me. But yeah, I started at Banneker. I was in the second production from West Side Theater Guild ever.
And you're a cougar too?
I'm sorry?
Cougar?
No. Emerson.
Emerson.
Golden Tornado, I believe it was.
Said Emerson, Mom.
Golden Tornado.
Where they get these names from?
That's okay, sweetie. We still love you.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Still cool.
Well, Emerson was the gifted and talented school.
Right.
So
it was West Side back in the day.
Yeah.
But they I guess they kind of structured Emerson off of the TV show Fame. And those they were really truly gifted and talented. Everybody up that went up there that didn't get in trouble, of course, because I used to follow my niece and they did some fantastic. I mean, the dance that they did, like I said, it's not the normal dance where we do all that stuff. It's the stuff that I just showed you. Okay, what made you want to get into dancing, Joshua?
So I was in first grade at Banneker, and they had their own dance group headed by Tony Washington Simpson, who was the first choreographer for West Side. And I was so enamored with anything that was like African based when I was a kid. Didn't know why, because my family wasn't about that life. And
okay,
they just weren't. And so they were doing this West African welcoming dance called Fungi. Had its own like song, Fungi, yeah, boy, yeah. Like it had its own song. And I was like bright-eyed and bushy-tailed about it. And so the next year when they had sign-ups, they were like, "Oh, do you want to play basketball? Do you want to do this?" I was like, "Nah, I want to do that African dance I saw."
Give me the funky.
And so yeah, like second grade, I got on stage, and I got to do that dance. And like the one kid that used to be that was like more trustworthy than the other kids, they got to like lead the group. And so you would yell fungi, you got to like change the step and tell everybody else what to do. And so I was like, I'm gonna be that kid. I want to be the leader. And I remember screaming fungi so hard I lost my voice.
Oh Lord.
And I was like, well, y'all got to figure it out. I'll change it. I can't tell you. So yeah. And then
just look, watch.
We went to West Side, and my first production was Joseph in the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat.
Yes.
Shout out to Mark Spencer, Miss Tony, Julius, who was Joseph in the play, who's off doing great things. He was just doing the international tour of Hamilton as Hamilton, who was a cougar. Mo, he was. So yeah,
we got one, Mo.
We got one.
So that's, I mean, you've been doing this forever then.
It's been almost 30 years. It's 27 years now.
What kept you into it? You know, because you know how people get into these things and sometimes they make it into a hobby and they just do it and they drop off. But what kept you into it?
Those first few years at Banneker, I got to do it. I was just enamored with being on stage. It was something about being in another world or creating this like fantastical situation and storytelling for people. And so I hit middle school, went to Tolliston because I was at Banneker. I was in the Gifted and Talented program. And then I got really lazy and I stopped doing my homework. And so Tolliston was like, hey, you got to go because, you know, your grades ain't holding up. And so I ended up getting shipped off to my home school, Candy King. And I was like, this is horrible.
Wow, that was a transformation right there.
Yes, yes.
Different world outside of MGT walls. And so I was like, oh, I can't have this. And so I remember I had friends that went to Emerson instead of going to Tolliston. And I was like, oh, they got a dance program. I used to dance. Like, let's try to get back into that. I miss doing it because, you know, when you don't get the same privileges you get when you had good grades. And so I had nobody to give me a ride all the way out to West Side to still keep doing theater guild plays. And so they were like, hey, if I get to Emerson, then I can start dancing again. And so yeah, I went and auditioned. My mom got the information mixed up, so I went on the wrong day. And then 2 hours after the audition was supposed to be over.
You got
that. But blessedly, male privilege in the dance world is a big thing. And so because I'm a guy and dance groups will always need guys, they still let me audition. And I didn't even do great, and I still got in because the director at the time, Mr. Brewer, Larry Brewer,
he tried to talk me into getting back into dancing about a couple of months ago. I ran into him. I took master classes with him back in the day.
Well, what's wrong with him?
Boy, hush.
Now, would you prefer I call you Marcella or Miss Marcy? Which one?
Miss Marcella's fine.
Marcella, we gonna talk because I got a program for you that you know.
Dear.
Do she have to do splits?
Nope, you sure don't. You sure don't. And Pinky, you can be right on there with her. So, okay.
Oh my God.
When we get to that part of the story, I got a program for you, and I
baby boy, I cannot do any of that. The ballet, the tap.
You don't give us some walkers, Marcy.
I'm
keep
telling
your
you,
open.
You sound like Mr. Brewer now.
And I'm saying only because I've seen the growth and I've seen the flourishing of that program. Deeply Rooted Dance Theater is the company I currently work for and have been for the past 18 years. And we have a program called Mature Hot Women.
Ooh.
Mature Hot Women.
Hot.
There you go.
Hot being an acronym for healthy, optimistic, and triumphant.
This person here, Amina, she has been taking dance lessons. And she's been doing ballroom, and she's have her videos on her page. She is doing absolutely wonderful.
Okay, great. But she talking about you.
Yeah, it was like,
Yeah, we are.
Right. You see how she trying to
Yeah, you see how
deflect?
she trying to throw it off.
I was like,
She's
who that?
younger.
Hey, Greg,
Deflect
let's
there.
take that on sideways.
I might take
Yeah.
you up on that.
By all
Greg
means,
did.
I will certainly get you the information. Mature High
Mhm.
Women is a program that's been going on for over a decade now. We've had women as young as their late 20s, all the way up to, I believe, the oldest has been 81.
There you go, Marcy.
Wow.
We're gonna have to
I know,
start
Greg, you're older
go,
than me. You're 84.
We're gonna have to start a GoFundMe
For
for the hip replacement.
Oh yeah, for
Oh,
No, the knee
Lord.
replacements that they're telling me I need now already.
I'm gonna need a body replacement. Okay.
Wait, something.
but again, Josh has been doing this forever. Okay, if y'all trying to get into it, but see, here's the thing, Marcella. He just said he has a program for you because it's so you don't have to do. You really don't.
You're not. No one's
Marcy,
getting.
you don't have to do this.
Oh, Lord, bless the Lord. Hallelujah.
He got something for you, though.
Woo.
All right. So
Can you imagine falling on your face on that one?
I danced from 6th through 12th grade. Well, actually, a little bit longer. After I had my baby, I got back into dancing. And I was like 23 back then. I
You
danced
did
for a couple
videos
of
too.
years. That was aerobic video. Yeah.
Nice.
A producer saw me when I was in dance class
Mhm.
and asked me to do, that's when aerobics were really popular.
Mhm.
And she said she liked the way I moved. And so she asked me to be in a video.
Very
I
nice.
didn't think it was
Very nice.
serious. I actually threw her card in the trash, and my dance teacher said, "No, for real. She is a producer."
Oh wow.
So yeah, I did do it.
opportunities can't lose.
Okay, let's go, Marcy. Let's go.
Danny Marie says, "Wow, 30 years is a blessing to be in your field." And she has a
Yes.
question. She says, "What do you think about all the dance battle movies?"
They it
made a lot
depends
of
on the
money.
movie we're talking about. I'll always be for dance movies being made because I want dancers getting paid.
Yes.
Because dance itself as a craft is criminally underfunded. And so like that I'll always be an advocate for, not even really knowing what those dancers make. The commercial world is a demon all into itself. And so but I'm not against it. Sometimes they whack, but if you got your bag, you got your bag. I don't really care.
Yeah, you get in your bank, you know.
I'm with you, Joshua, because I see a lot of these dance battles. Some people are, I mean, they spot on, okay. But how has dance changed? Because and that was a good comment, Danny, because when you see those dance battles, to me, they're I don't
They
understand.
look choreographed.
It's different.
Well, they are choreographed.
It's a different type of choreographed choreography, though, right?
Yes. So, of course, there's all the different genres out there between ballet, modern, hip hop, tap. There's social dances. There's concert dances, which is what I've been doing pretty much for most of my career, all of my career. So, concert dances. I'm sure you're familiar with Alvin Ailey. So that is what you refer to as a concert dance.
Okay.
If you go to the ballet, that's concert dance because it's done at concert halls. And large theaters, stuff like that. Not that other types of dance can't be done, but that's typically what's associated with.
Didn't know that.
And then you have like commercial dance, so that's what you'll see in like movies, music videos, musical artist tours, things of that nature. That's your commercial dance. That's going to be where primarily focused in Los Angeles, things of that nature. And then there's Broadway. So your musical theater, your musical theater is probably the biggest form of that. Those are probably your main three before we get into like performance art and all the like other things that could be under the brother. Those are your big three, if you will.
All right, education, y'all. I didn't know that actually. I didn't know that.
So as far as like the movies that you'll see of dance battles and whatnot, yes, they have to choreograph it that way because they got to make it for camera angles. They're predetermining who wins. It's like unless you get into like World of Dance or other broadcasting platforms like that. Yes.
So they actually predetermine who wins?
If it's a movie.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a movie.
Yeah, okay. I'm
Those
thinking
dance movies.
Like we see the battles, some of the live battles.
Live battles, no, that's not predetermined, but that's its own like subgenre in itself.
Okay.
When you're talking about like 30 people on stage and like a lot of like small
Back and
movement
forth.
isolations between like they're gonna do a thing, they'll do a thing, and then a guy jumps out from the back, and then we're gonna backflip over 6 people. Like that's its own. That's his own like little box of dance.
Mhm.
I don't know what the hell you call that.
6 people.
Mhm.
RC want to say something?
Yes, you mentioned Alvin Ailey.
Mhm.
My cousin Carmen de Lavalade was one of the at the
That's
very
your cousin?
beginning.
I
that
didn't
is
even
my
see it in your name.
That's her
Wow.
name. And Janet Collins as well.
Mhm.
She did ballet. Those are cousins of mine. But Carmen, actually, they said Alvin Ailey when it first started was de Lavalade Alvin Ailey.
Oh,
At the
wow.
beginning was the name of it. But yes, she is a cousin of mine.
So
It
I've
runs in the
worked
family.
with your cousin a couple times.
Oh, you have? Okay. Her or Joffrey, her husband. Both?
Her
Oh,
specifically.
Okay. Okay.
So her and my mentor or founding director Kevin Iger Jeff go way back.
Okay.
And so they were doing an tribute exhibit to her and Jeffrey Holder at DuSable.
Okay, right. In Chicago, right.
Yes. And so I performed in it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I was out of town when they came here. Gosh darn it.
My world.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. Michael Jackson is my cousin. Just so everybody.
Well, we're related because that's my brother.
That's your brother.
Wow.
Look at all the lies,
I'm
but
just
mine is the true
kidding.
story.
No.
So that was the first time I met her, and then a different situation when I was in New York. She came and worked with ensemble piece that I was doing out there.
Okay.
So let me ask you, Joshua, what's your favorite mode of dance?
It's debatable, but I probably say it's referred to as like Horton. So modern would be probably what I frequent the most. It's what I teach in most of my classes. If like I said, if you know anything about Alvin Ailey, Alvin used to dance for this man named Lester Horton and his company before he started Alvin Ailey, and so that technique is probably what I enjoy and teach and frequent the most. But I've grown an appreciation for ballet. I grew up in West African. So I can't necessarily say I have a favorite, but it'd probably be because that is the overwhelming ruler of my life. Modern.
So how do you feel about salsa and the other step
Ballroom
in
aesthetics?
And
I have such an appreciation for them, and I'm completely ignorant on how to do them. Not completely. I know like basics. I actually just got back from Cuba, and so learned some stuff while I was out there. Made some friends, primarily in salsa, and it's escaping me right now. But we did some of those. I was about to say, but it's not bachata, it's not merengue, it's not tango.
Or is that African?
I'm sorry.
Kazumba? That's African though.
No, Kazumba is African, yes.
Yeah.
But salsa is definitely one of them. And the other ones are just escaping me right now. But yes, I just spent a week in Cuba learning some other stuff. So I have all the love and admiration for it.
Line dancing. Ooh.
What about line dancing? They got a million of those out here. Is
By
that part of the culture?
They're great for family reunions.
No, just you say, yeah.
That's great. That's great for the big girls when ain't nobody dancing with them, man. You know, it's like,
you gotta look up Kazumba. If you guys look up Kazumba, you might like that. That's more for couples.
Oh man, Zumba is fun.
It's very sensual.
It's fun.
Kazumba,
yes.
That's lambada.
Zumba, not Zumba.
Not Zumba, but yeah.
Lambada.
Maurice.
All right. It's the lambada, the forbidden dance.
No,
but that's great, man. So you're traveling out of the country too. So when you're teaching your students, how do you start your teaching for those that haven't done it before? What's your routine?
I guess the easiest way I can answer that is we just start out with like isolations. Move your head side to side, like learn the different parts of your body. So we'll start with your head. We go to your shoulders, learn how to move your upper back, learn how to separate your ribs apart from everything else. Learn how to just move your hips. When you bend your knees, keep them over your toes so you don't you gotta, take a whiz, like little alignment things, like find out the different parts of your body, and then we keep on going from there.
Wow.
Best thing I can tell you is, if you feel awkward, great, keep doing it. Because most of the time, something my teachers used to always yell at me is growth comes in discomfort.
Wow.
So you just got to get used to being uncomfortable until you ain't.
Save you some money with chiropractors too.
But what do you mean when you say separate your ribs? I'm lost there.
So see if I can't really do it sitting down.
Hold on, let me give you a close up. Hold on. All right, let's go.
So if I'm here and I'm going like, oh, you just push your ribs out like, actually doing this as opposed to like, you wouldn't
that
get
helps
your
diaphragm,
like
helps
just,
move air
or
too.
just moving side to side, like knowing.
Yeah.
It helps you move air too, doesn't it?
Maybe you're definitely learning to breathe while doing that much movement is kind of essential. So you don't die after doing like 30 seconds worth of dancing.
I get it. That's interesting. That's very interesting. Danny Marie says it's incredible to witness more dancers get noticed for their talent through social media and short form content.
Absolutely.
BJ Howard says, is it merengue? I watched the session today on YouTube. That's a wicked dance if done right.
Not quite. Merengue is more South America than Central, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. I don't know.
It's okay. I forgive me for my.
That's
yes,
interesting.
it is great.
That is interesting. I didn't know that. I'm not going to give y'all the full body shot because I'm not built like him. All right, but that is interesting, and I can feel that too. You know what I mean? When y'all do that.
Now, I know I talked about mature high women, but we do have a men's program called Men Moving. Mo and Greg, y'all can come on over there, join the other brothers.
I'm there, and I'm gonna film it too when I come.
I can see that excitement in your face.
You're still in the area, Joshua?
I'm in Chicago.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's in the area.
I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna film it, and I'm gonna put it on the show, and I'm gonna bring Joshua back so we can talk about my failure.
Absolutely. Failure.
How about you separating your ribs for real?
I'm gonna come in with a big. I'm gonna come back on the show with a big coat because I got ribs hanging out over here because I separated it too much. I don't mean to do it, but I had to do it. All right.
Man, I didn't hurt myself get out of bed.
But that's interesting. Okay, and some people had asked me today, well, why are you having a dancer on? What can you talk about? Understand, man. We got homegrown talent. All right, and dancing is a part of life as well. Okay, I don't care what you're doing. When you're moving, those movements are creating a dance. Period. All right. Speaking of which, Joshua, have you ever put together a production of your own?
Absolutely. So I have a small company called Production Colors. It is in conjunction with one of my best friends. He's a musician named Sam Thousand. And so what we did was in 2015 and 2018, we built two different shows. One called A Soulful Experience. We put on at Chicago Cultural Center, in which we broke every record they had at the time as far as unpaid and paid performance attendance. And so we oversold both days. We did 2 days there. And then in 2018, we put on our second one, Redefining Black, at Chicago Contemporary, Contemporary Museum, Chicago Museum for Contemporary Art. Couldn't I get that out? Chicago Museum for Contemporary Art. We put on 2 days there when I received the Chicago Dance Makers Forum Award in 2017. We put on that production there at the Museum of Contemporary Art.
So you've been doing.
Greg, you said someone asked you, what can you talk about when it comes to dance? Joshua, isn't dance also a form of therapy?
Absolutely.
Yes.
There's a lot of, what's the word I'm looking for? In my experience, having done this for so long, there's unfortunately this challenge that I've found, especially in our community, having grown up in Gary. There's challenges that I can't help but really refer to what the realness of it is, if I can be so bold. It is post-traumatic slave disorder of people and their kind of aversion to dance, especially for men. And so as like I said, I started when I was young. There's a lot of tropes and a lot of false associations or denigrations that kind of come with it that you have to face being a male in the dance world. And so to have someone, and by all means, I welcome it. Let me tell you something. I like I said, I live my life in discomfort. We want some people to have an uncomfortable conversation. I'm about it. Because in my time that I've gotten to travel the world and been privileged enough to have my art expose me to different kinds of cultures and all these different places, dance is so a part of society and so a part of like everyday life.
Yeah.
And among the many stories that you hear about what we were robbed of inside of chattel slavery, one was the communication of dance.
Okay.
The relation of dance. And so Marcella, when we talk about, isn't it like therapy? Because there's a lot of catharsis and a lot of personal investigation you get to have through movement. And even being able to talk about health. We talk about body language. When your lover, your partner is feeling a funky kind of way, you don't need them to say something to you. You know from the way they're standing on the other side of the room. There's a whole lot that can be said in stillness and movement.
A look.
Yes.
Look.
Exactly. Yes.
Yep.
And so you don't need a beat in order to tell you that someone is feeling feeling emotions or any kind of experience physically.
Yes. Exactly.
And dance is what I have been a practitioner of is dance theater. So telling stories and telling narratives through the act of dance. You get to learn all of these different ways that we be able to communicate whole sagas, not saying a word.
Let's go.
And I heard there was a couples therapy therapist that they taught certain types of sensual dancing. So when the couple is angry at each other and at odds with each other, there were certain movements and music that they would put on for them to dance. And when they focused on the movements of the dancing, all of that kind of went out the the wayside with all of the arguing and all. So that and that's one reason I also brought that up, because I've also read about different therapies through dance, children through anger, and I don't want to say behavior problems, because in our culture, we have a tendency to label as bad kids. And I hate that. I'm hearing that. But when they start taking different forms of dance, it redirects their anger, because that's all it is. It's anger and things they're going through and not knowing how to express it.
Process it,
in your dance, and, and that how their behaviors got much better. And a lot of people don't realize that, they just think dancing is like a recreation and things that we do, like how Greg was asking about, like the street, what I'm calling street dancing, like the stepping and the, and things of that nature. And so it's definitely.
Yeah, if I may, it's like any other program that you could involve your kids in. No one feels a way about putting your kid in karate when you feel like they got aggression to get out. So it's a thing of in the same token that you can tell your kid, hey, go kick another kid so you can feel better about your day. You're like, hey, that's what it is. You're like, hey, I know you having a hard time with multiplication. Let's go find 10.
Why don't you, boy, go outside and kick somebody?
Go outside and kick somebody. Like you could easily just go, hey, here's some tap shoes, here's some tights, whatever it is. We're gonna go put on this piano. You're gonna learn how to point your foot so that you can go, how about I take all that energy and I find a way to direct it.
But you know what?
But Josh, back in the day, I mean, all of us on this, especially here in our little group here, we used to dance all the time. I'm not talking about maybe in profession, but we danced all the time. I don't know what happened. It's like Now they can't. You can't even dance to half of the music.
But I was on the
that.
dance teams with the ballet, tap, and all of that, and that's what we had a problem with. We're fine. We had one guy that was on from 6th through 8th grade. We didn't have any. But when I got into high school, we had the one guy. So when we had the dance was choreographed, what we needed lifts.
Yeah,
we had to ask the football team to step in to do the lifts and for those certain pieces or whatever. But it was a big stigma for men, for the males to do that type of dancing. I'm not doing modern. I'm not doing, and it was all kinds of excuses.
That's what I wanted to bring up too, Marcy, because there was an era where, if a man was dancing, we all got into Fame. Fame wanted, everybody wanted to dance when Fame came out.
No, this is before
but there was
Fame,
a stigmatism with men dancing.
Yeah.
It was kind of it was frowned upon.
Yeah.
Still is.
Did you go through that era? Because you started at age 8.
Absolutely.
They want
every kind of issue, every kind of slur. I've been called all of that. I'll even give you this little tidbit. Even though Emerson was an art school, and a big thing we used to always say is like, hey, yes, we still. This is Gary. We not gonna act like this ain't somewhat the hood. Like, but you can't play cello and bang. Like, you got to pick one.
And so that was the east side.
I mean, it was all over, but and so it was a whole thing of like I remember we were having a basketball tournament. We called it major versus major. So we were like, oh, vocal gonna go against dance, orchestra gonna go against orchestra and band had to go together because they ain't have enough people. And then we'll have like drama versus piano or whatever. We had this, and I remember vocal and dance was going against each other, and a dude from the vocal majors was like, I'll be bleep if I get beat by some dudes in tights.
Wow.
And you know what happened? We were like, oh, bet. We wasn't going to wear them. We wore our tights and we won. So
because Robin Hood wore tights.
Huh?
She said Robin Hood
wore tights. And here's
Superman wore tights.
Yes. Yep. But the cognitive dissonance that kind of happens, one with the fragility of male of like masculinity that all dudes, especially black men, have to go through, where I'm like, you wear tights playing football. Only difference is you got knickerbockers with pads, I got full legs. They still tights.
Yeah.
So like you this false equivalency thing, and putting on any clothes has never changed how you felt about your personhood or who you liked. These things just don't make sense. But they're kids, and kids are dumb. And so the children are our future.
Don't call them dumb.
Marcy.
Yeah, leave that to me. Leave the insults to me. Let me call them dumb.
I'm sorry. I get on the tangent.
We have to encourage and uplift our children.
Absolutely. Amen. They also dumb. But
see, I liked you. My son's name was Joshua. And now you're cutting up. You acting like Greg.
Really?
Greg, you blame me.
I'm with you, Pinky, Gina. Which one would you prefer I call you? I'm sorry.
Oh, well, he said Pinky Gina.
What was that again?
I heard Pinky, and then I was like, no, her name says Gina. I don't know which one I'm supposed to call her.
Gina. They laugh at me because I'm in the pink room.
That was Greg again.
I got you. So, yeah, Gina, that is a big thing that I grew up with. I can't fully speak to how kids are dealing with it today in every capacity. I haven't worked with kids on a frequent basis in a while, probably about 2-3 years now. I was working at Westside for a few years. I worked at Word Emerson for a few years. When they closed Word Emerson, they pushed all the arts programs into Westside. I worked there for a few years, and then my company changed our season. We used to be on season for maybe like off and on through the year, and now we're on a full 26-week contract through the year.
Mm-hmm. Well, my granddaughter's in dance, and there are no boys in dance,
and that's always going to be the challenge. That was how, and like I said, that male privilege. I went in during my audition for Emerson, I fell. I busted the back of my head wide open and kept dancing, and somehow I got in. And it's because they were like, "We need guys. It's okay."
And you know what? We really need in our culture. We really need to change that narrative, because dance is a sport, and we need to get away from how they're saying if you're a dancer, if it's not like hip hop or something like that, you're this type of person or whatever. We really need to get away from that and start really encouraging our guys that and let them know it is a sport. It's not something that's just so easy. Like most people think, oh, it's so easy. When you're starting to do the pointing your toes, flexing, like he said, separating your ribs, the certain way of moving your hips and things like that, it's not as easy as you think.
Oh, it's not.
And then the breathing and the stretching and the discipline that actually goes into being a dancer. It's a lot. It's as hard as out here playing football, basketball, being on the swim team. It's hard, and it's not so easy, and it's not an all female sport. So
you know what, Marcy, I used to get, my niece Aunt Sharice did it, and Aunt Sharice passed that gift on to her niece, who did it and was actually a leader in Camille Thomas.
Camille was one of my students.
See, there you go. See, and Camille was killing it. Camille was killing it. So I mean, I never had that stigma myself. Okay, I used to be jealous because I'm like, damn, this dude can put his hands on this girl. You know me. And
see, you just managed. When we had to do the splits up in the air, mid-air, you're just holding us on the side of our thighs, legs.
But I couldn't dance because I would drop them. I'm not gonna lie, I would drop them. Okay, but I think it's actually a great, because I used to sit there sometime when Aunt Sharice was there, and I actually sat there a couple of times, and now I do remember you, Joshua.
I was like, you might have saw me back in the day.
Yes, I used to sit there with Camille, my niece, my Aunt Sharice's niece Camille, and wait on her to pick her. I would pick her up sometimes, and to see these kids and to see the look of them, and they had guys there too. All right, it was like 2 or 3 guys at that time.
2 or 3 around the time of Camille's class,
yeah. And I'm like, it's so fluid, and everybody it's just like a team. A basketball team, and then people are helping. You want a towel? Here's a towel. Okay, you want some water? Here's some water. Okay, and then once it's time to snap into it, everybody's together. Everybody's right there. So it's a discipline as well. Danny Marie had a question. She said, "Do you think anyone can be taught how to dance?"
Absolutely. Absolutely. I've been with the most rhythmically challenged people I could possibly find, and we figure it out.
And I was going to say, Dan, please answer that question, because Danny thinks everyone can do everything.
Now, everybody can't do everything.
Not everything,
but we can get you to do something.
Shout out to Byron. Danny Marie had one more. She says, actually, I want to ask one more. Danny, you can ask as many as you want. Yes. I saw a video recently of mom and daughter pole dancing. Lots of mixed reviews. What are your thoughts, Josh?
That's a great athletic combo right there. Because pole dancing isn't exclusive to stripping now.
No, not at all.
And so because of that, by all means, go for it.
I think a lot of people feel that it's very exotic. My cousin does it, and she does a video, I think every 2 weeks on social media. And there are people on there that they don't like it. They feel like that's kind of sexual and you're showing too much, and now you're on the pole. But pole dancing isn't the same as it was back in the 70s and 80s.
Right. And women are getting those putting those on their bridal registries now. Because it's being encouraged as I'm saying married women. I'm a Christian, so it would be once my future husband find me. But it's some things that a lot of people it's something that a lot of women are putting on their bridal registry now for when they're with their husbands, and either in their bedroom or they have it in another room.
Girl,
in their home.
I can't even make it up that pole.
And there are lessons and pole dancing classes that are out there for that, because a lot of women want to find other ways and things to please their husband and to spice up
They
their
look so
marriages.
limber though. They look very, very limber, Marcy.
And
there's some things you can do on that pole that you can do. You ain't got to go all the way up the pole. There's some things you can do.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think everything is always a singular purpose as people put it out there for.
Yeah.
Because by all means, I know plenty of people, male and female, to be completely honest, who have poles in their house just because they want the exercise of it, and it's not easy to do. It's not easy to do at all.
You know what? Wait a minute, Greg.
I suggest when they do that, hold on, Marcy. I suggest when they put those, put the poles at their houses, that they secure them. Okay, I've seen America's Funniest Home Videos where them.
The weight problems.
Go ahead, Marcy. Go ahead.
You know what? Guess what time it is?
Damn, is it, Marcy?
It's time for our 1 minute boss, Miss Rachel Gary.
She got 28 seconds today. All right, here we go, Miss Rachel Gary, CEO of your life.
How do you build a goal when you don't have 5 good minutes? This goes to you building your self-care. Set boundaries. Have those important conversations and set a schedule of time that is just for you, planning, writing, and executing your plan. Because a goal is only as good as opportunities you have planned for its success. Don't let your goal just become a dream.
Gary, man, let your goal just become a dream. She got some good nuggets there. Okay, she'll be on the show probably a couple of weeks, just to talk about her whole initiative. All right, so shout out to you, Rachel. Appreciate you. She's actually doing a podcast right now. So, yes, sir. We've been talking with Mr. Joshua Ishmon. Did I say it correct?
Ishmon's fine, but yeah, sure.
All right, and he has truly educated us on the art of dance. All right. What's in the future for you right now?
Like I said, I'm currently in my 18th year with Deeply Rooted Dance Theater. We are about to head to the Lincoln Theater in Columbus, Ohio, April 4th. After that, I believe we'll have another show out in Highland Park around the end of April. Our biggest parts of the season are usually November and around August. I know this August, one thing we're supposedly working on. Actually, I don't think I can say that yet, so I'm gonna shut up on that one. But our biggest thing that you can always look out for is our fall concert at the Auditorium Theater in Chicago. It's usually around the top of November. But you can find any information on Deeply Rooted at deeplyrooteddancetheater.org. And I have other personal things as far as like I run a dance program for Purdue University. We'll be getting ready for our Cultural Arts Festival, April 19th, down at Purdue University, and other things that are just too early to talk about now. So yeah,
that's Purdue Lafayette.
Yes, Purdue Lafayette.
Good, dude. That's good. You're keeping busy, man. And like I said at the beginning of the show, man, this is an unconventional occupation. So when you're thinking about something that you want to do, number one, he's been doing this since he was 8 years old. He's 35 now. Okay. When you're thinking about the things that you want to do after you graduate high school, it does not have to be what your parents want you to be. You got to do what you want to do that's going to make you happy. And man, I'm telling you, and I'll ask the question like I ask them all. Okay, Joshua, are you happy?
I wouldn't have chosen anything else.
Wow.
There you have it. I mean, he's doing what he wants to do. And again, like Maurice always says, okay, if you love what you're doing, you ain't working a day in your life.
That's right.
So, hey man, nothing but blessings for you, man. Okay, because you blessed us with this.
Appreciate it, reciprocated.
What do we call these master classes? It's a lot of stuff we picked up. Didn't know.
Yes, those nuggets. Mm-hmm.
We did not know. It's a lot of good stuff there, man. Okay, and so guys, And I'm glad that was brought up because I was going to ask the question too. Guys, there's nothing wrong with being a dancer. All right.
Yep.
This man has made a living of being a dancer. All right. So while y'all sit there talking about this, haters, while y'all sit there talking about this form of dance, they out there doing great things. All right. They're better than you right now. Okay. So while you wasting time talking about it, they're doing it. And they're saying, okay, yeah, cool. Say what you got to say. All right. But watch me. I'm going to leave you behind. I appreciate that, man. That's so great, man. If there's anything you tell anybody, man, before we get out of here, about what you do or encouraging words, man, what would it be?
About what I do is something that I love to do, even though I may not like it every day. And I can only say the thing I said before is if it makes you uncomfortable, but it's good for you, go do it. Because in discomfort, there's growth. And I'm so grateful for the people that invested in me over the course of my life. Like I said, I started when I was really young, and the support systems that I got to have, friends, family, teachers. If it hadn't been for my biggest mentor, Kevin Iger Jeff, finding me when I was 15 years old, because like we talk about men, he founded Deeply Rooted. He is 6'7", like 250. And we talk about fame. We talk about fame. Fame was based on his high school.
Wow.
And he went to Juilliard back in '71. He was in one of the original cast of The Wiz on Broadway. Like, he was a man that had a hell of a career. And when I met him when I was a kid, I was like, I'd never seen anybody as big as me that was also black and more graceful than a feather. Like,
how tall are you, Josh?
I'm 6'3.5".
Oh, okay.
And
wow.
So find somebody even bigger.
We can't tell what you're sitting on the couch.
Down, so you can't tell.
Yeah, I thought he was short.
I do too.
Until he just said as big as him. I'm like, wait, what?
They thinking you was an extra in the Wizard of Oz. That's what they think. We represent. No,
I'm just grateful. Please invest in that next generation, like Marcella was saying. You know, kids are our future. Because I'm a product of the people that invested into me, and it would be disrespectful to their investment for me to do anything less than great or less than what I can do.
That is what you're doing, man. You're giving back, bro, and man, that's solid right there, bro. Marcy.
Joshua, first of all, thank you for coming on. Dance used to be my life, and I just might take you up on that class.
I'm gonna send Greg that information. I hope I see you there.
Yes, I just might take you up on that. And people, just because you get older, up in age, there's always something new for you to try. Dance, having been in dance back in the day, it's fun. It's a form of exercise. It's also a sport. Get out and try it.
Yep.
OB.
Man, what's so cool about it is you actually probably opened up some eyes. I mean, myself, I used to love dancing. Me too. I love dancing. I used to love going out and dance. I could dance for hours. Probably not like you, but I had a good time.
What you do is what you do, bro.
I don't know what the stigma was back in the day when we went clubbing. We danced. I mean, even in school, we danced. I know a lot of people can't imagine me moving now, but I had some moves back then.
That was a different form of dance.
Yeah, different form of dance. It's great, man. It's great, and I hope you continue to be as successful as you are. And like I always say, with a gift, the best part of that gift is passing it on to somebody else.
There you go, Gina.
Man, the one thing I see is the passion. I'm telling you, when you have passion for something, that's your destiny, because no matter what pitfalls come about, you go around them. They may slow you down, but they don't stop you. And when you have that passion for something, you keep pushing and pushing and pushing, and nothing can stop you. And I see that 8 years old, many of us, I know plenty of things that I started doing when I was in high school or junior high that I don't do anymore, but to continue it, it's a passion. Follow your passion, people. Don't let anyone else tell you that you shouldn't do it. Follow that passion.
Hey, man, I'm going to tell you this. being an unconventional occupation, sometimes you got to work harder at it.
Yes.
Much harder at it than everybody else does. Okay, there's no college that can tell you the limits of what you can go to in dance. You got to do it yourself. Either you're going to do it and push yourself to a higher extreme, or you're not going to do it and you're going to be mediocre at it. And then when you're mediocre at it, you get bored, and then you're not going to do it at all. All right, this gentleman here has exemplified the fact that he wanted to do it, he's done it, and he goes all around the world. So all you haters, kiss my ass. Anyway, let them. Cause see, it's the thing with me, Joshua. We got plenty of haters. Even I've done a television show back in the day, and I had so many haters. But the thing is, they're wasting their time hating, and we're prospering.
Doing something.
You know, don't worry about what the haters are saying. Just continue to do what you do in love, okay? And every day,
if I may, haters are gas. Your tank should always be full.
Let's go. Nope. Let's go. I like that. Rachel Gary popped in and said, "Nothing stops passion. I am so inspired." She is an inspiring person. Like I said, we played that little clip. Rachel, I'm gonna need some more. All right, that was only 28 seconds, but definitely, man. You know, Joshua, you got to promise me, man, because we did not get enough. You got to come back.
Whenever you want me, I'm here.
Definitely, man. Got to come back and give us more, because there's a lot more to this that we did not even go into, but we get that opportunity. All right. And guys, support, Joshua, support him, support what he does, and support anybody that's trying to do anything that they want to do, that they feel that they're good at.
Absolutely.
Support them all, man. Period. All right. Joshua, we appreciate you, man. It's very inspiring, bro. And for those people that did inbox and do all of that and say, well, why are you having a dance room? What you gonna talk about? We just did that day, didn't we, y'all? We did that. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. This is Dope Living TV Live, man. We're gonna see you guys tomorrow. All right. And I am going to play the outro.
Yeah.
All right. Peace. Thank you, Joshua.
Adios.
Thank you. Take care.